People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. First thing that is popping in the news, it is called Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Holy S-H-I-T. Look who these persons elected as Prime Minister. A person that was supposed to have so much hope. However, it seems as if he is going to be the worst Prime Minister in the history of Jamaica. This person seems to always have himself caught in between some sorts of mix-up, passa and drama. We see that the SSL thing that is currently on the books under investigation by the FBI, MOCA, FID, all involved. His name is twisted, twined up, intertwined in the web of it all. And people, like I said, it seems as if this man always manages to find himself in some sorts of drama. I am going to speak about two of those drama. The Integrity Commission recommended to the Director of Corruption Prosecution about some acts that Andrew Holness might have committed, allegations between 2006, 2009 and even up to 2016. So let me address him appointing General Rocky Mead as some sorts of advisor. Them use some sorts of big word, plenipotentiary. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. However, he is supposed to be the advisor to the Prime Minister, which is kind of conflicting because the Prime Minister already have a cabinet secretary that is supposed to be her job or that person's job description. Now what makes this controversial is that he tried to appoint the general before under some other sorts of title. However, most political experts said that it did not make any sorts of sense. It is as if you are paying out double money to two people to do the same job. The major at the time, he rejected. He did not accept the job. And most persons were saying he did the right thing. He did the right thing in the best interest of the country. However, because Andrew Holness is so stubborn, he is so barefaced, he is so brawling, he found some sort of way to rewrite the title and then appoint the man for even a bigger position than the one that he had offered him before, that most persons were saying that it is controversial. So people, you see, this man, it seems as if he is ignorant to the law, he does not understand himself, or he is just a narcissist. He is just some sort of dictator. Now, the same time when there was this controversy about the appointment of Mr. Mead, Mr. Andrew Holness again found himself in hot water, where the Integrity Commission recommended to the Director of Corruption Prosecution that they investigate a case or some cases that occurred from about 2006, 2009, upwards to 2016, where he might have been involved. What they are talking about, there's a company that is called Westcon Construction Limited. Westcon Construction Limited were given about 22 contracts from Andrew Holness from his constituency at that time. They were also given 32 contracts from the NWC. And that is what persons are questioning the Integrity Commission. However, like all narcissists, psychopaths, they said that, meaning Andrew Holness, he did not think he did anything wrong. He did not see any sorts of conflict of interest. So people, let me explain, let me break it down in intricate details about who the persons are that are involved with Westcon Construction Limited, and what is the link between Andrew Holness and his wife, Juliet Holness. The two directors of Westcon Construction, Robert Garvin, Donovan Simpson, they are friends with Andrew Holness. They have known Andrew Holness for in excess of 20 years. Mr. Garvin has worked in Andrew Holness' constituency for a couple of years. Him and Andrew Holness have many business deals that they've done before. That is Mr. Garvin. Mr. Simpson is the surveyor, or did survey work for Andrew Holness, that house, that mansion in a Beverly Hills, amongst other things. One or both of them are also a part of Andrew Holness charity Positive Foundation. Andrew Holness and Mr. Garvin are also business partners in a mobile company. That company also does some sorts of logistics, some sorts of transportation. Mr. Garvin and Juliet Holness are business partner in an investment company, or were business partner in an investment company. So people, so the husband, so the wife. Between 2007 and 2009, Westcon Construction Limited, they were given 10 contracts from the Ministry of Education. Not 10, 10 contracts amounting to in excess of $22 million. People, that was about the time when Andrew Holness was building that mansion in a Beverly Hills. NWC also gave Westcon Construction 32 contracts between 2009 and 2016 in the amount of in excess of $34 million. As if this man don't have enough controversy and drama. Whenever you give out people any sorts of contract, especially government contract, there has to be some sorts of vetting process. There has to be some sorts of procedures or protocol that is followed. Out of all those contracts that I spoke about, the 10 and then the 32, only 6 of those was reported to the contractor general. So people, do you think that these persons, Andrew Holness and his friends, had anything to hide? Do you see how barefaced? Do you see where this man's problem started from, as way back as 2006 when he was a part of the education ministry? His problem only got worse. Now, after all that I have just laid out, your Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, says that he disagrees with the findings of the Integrity Commission, and he does not think that this should have been reported to the Director of Corruption Prosecution. This clearly shows you that this man is either delusional, he is ignorant to the law, he clearly sees himself as some sort of dictator. He is barefaced and he operates with impunity. He thinks that he is above the law. And why wouldn't the Prime Minister feel that way? And what steps have the Prime Minister taken to make sure or safeguard that he does not find himself in hot water, even when he is constantly in some sorts of conflict, some sorts of conflict of interest. So this is why your Prime Minister surrounds himself and handpicks his own personal puppets. Some of these persons are clearly not qualified for the job. Security or Justice Minister Dr. Horace Chang. Commissioner of Popo Anthony Anderson, he is lost. No sorts of crime strategy. The DPP in which he gives or have given an extension, Paula Llewellyn, she is handpicked to make sure that your Prime Minister, if any sorts of or the millions of allegations, however, this man clearly will not get impeached, which he should. This man clearly will not get charged. This man clearly won't get arrested. This man clearly won't see a day in any sorts of jail, penal institution, even though clearly he deserves it more than anybody else in the history of Jamaica. And you know, in Jamaica, there's a saying, so the papa, so the son, so the father, so the son. This can be said about Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his wife, Juliet Holness. They are clearly corrupt. They are clearly narcissistic, arrogant. However, they are achieving their objective, their aspirations, their dreams. Going at this thing broke, come back out rich. That is the reason for most politicians going into politics. It is not because they have the best interest of you and I, the country of Jamaica, at heart. It is self-gratification. It is self-indulgence. It is getting rich and getting the FUCK out. They don't care about any sorts of legacy. And I am just assuming that if he did, he would not find himself in so much controversy, so much drama, even worse, so much corruption. Now, people, after all of this, the Prime Minister clearly came out and said that he rejects the finding, and he's kind of upset that the Integrity Commission is recommending that the Director of Corruption Prosecution find some sorts of case against your Prime Minister. He is recommending to his lawyer that, listen, take this case up because I feel as if I am wrong. He is claiming that the commission, they did not take into consideration the circumstances in which he gave these contracts to Westcom in 2008. He said that because there was money budgeted, allocated for some sorts of cleaning up. And it was in the Christmas of 2008, he had to make sure that he dispensed these funds in an emergency way. So therefore, he recommended the company. The only problem is that in a conflict of interest, you cannot recommend a company that you own, that your friend own, that you have a vested financial interest in. That means you're going to make money. So therefore, you are giving out contracts to yourself, not directly, but indirectly. That is what a conflict of interest is. However, we say Andrew Holness, he is a narcissist, he is a psychopath, he is a pathological liar. So therefore, whenever he lies, then he denies. That is his pattern. Now, after all of this damning allegation, Andrew Holness had the audacity to say that he and his administration are doing everything within their means to tackle corruption in the country. And he does not feel as if those allegations levied against him were balanced or practical. because he claims that he wanted to make sure that that work was done. So therefore, he sent out the money. He gave the contract to Westcon Construction, his friends. People, you ever see anything barefaced and brawling like this yet in the history of Jamaica? Now, there's a saying that my grandmother always told me: don't thief if you can't hide. And clearly, Andrew Holness has some sorts of corruption addiction. But it seems as if he's not a very good liar. He lies a lot. However, he always gets exposed. But like I said, he has his puppets that he handpicks to make sure that he does not see a day in a court, worse, a day in a jail. We have to ask the question, is this man just so ignorant, just so foolish? Or does he have some sorts of mental issue? Because we see, while he is saying this Prime Minister, your Prime Minister, has not signed the code of conduct as it pertains to being the leader of the country. He has not revealed his assets. He is a tax cheat because back in that time, 2008 or so, he did not pay any sorts of taxes on that mansion in a Beverly Hills, that property in a Beverly Hills, and that townhouse or condominium in a Arcadia. He paid since there was some sort of investigation carried out about him. At the end of the day, a man that persons had so much hope in is turning out to be the worst Prime Minister in the history of Jamaica. Prime Minister Kanjo Holy S-H-I-T. Who did they elect? Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like this, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.